Hey, my friend. So do you wonder what it is you're not supposed to be doing on social media? Maybe you've heard all sorts of things about, do this, do that. You should be doing this. But maybe you haven't really heard somebody specifically say what not to do and why, right? So I'm going to talk about what not to do, some of the top things, and why people do this, right? So maybe you're going to identify yourself and you're going to think, oh, that's why I do that. Oh, it makes sense. I shouldn't do it or whatever. Hopefully, you're going to get some value from this. So we're going to talk about that in a second. But first, this. So the real question is this. What are the strategies, techniques, and tools that you need to learn to generate residual income from the e-learning boom that's happening right now? My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon, and welcome to Course Income Secrets. And part of the strategies is learning how to do social media the right way. So when I talk about social media, obviously, I'm talking about Facebook, I'm talking about LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and blogging, everything, yeah, YouTube, right? So all the social media platforms all have the same kind of rules or ways to do things, right? So one of the things is that if you are doing certain things on social media, it's probably because you think you're doing what you see out there in the real world, right? And so we're going to talk about things not to do, and you might be doing them. And if you're doing them, don't beat yourself up. It's not your fault. You just didn't know. So let's go on to the first one. So let me show you here. If I go to, hey, Ron, thanks for watching. So if I go say here to my screen, you can see I've got this message from David Inin. He's a friend that I connected with on Facebook. But as you can see, all he's sending me is just links and posts and information about stuff that he's doing. Basically, he's spamming me links. So you don't want to be doing that. Now, I haven't even been replying to this guy. And, I'm sure he's a great person. I'm not, picking on him in particular. It's just because he is sending me spam. Now, the problem with sending spam is that most people won't reply, right? And the reason why people do it typically is because that's what we think we see out there in the world. When you're walking around, you see billboards, you see ads on sides of bus stops, and you see things on the sides of buildings, and you see big screens, and you see ads all over the place, right? So you're basically bombarded by these ads that you're not really asking for, and spamming and sending a message to your friends seems similar, right? It seems like, well, that's what's happening in the real world. Why can't I do that here, right? So just remember, people don't like to be spammed. It's like when you're walking down the street, see all these billboards, you're not really, oh my God, look at that cool billboard. Oh my God, look at that cool billboard. You're not. You're in your life, you're going, you're walking, whatever. Maybe you see it, but the thing is that in your social media environment, you expect to be in control. You expect to be, not bombarded by stuff. So if somebody sends you spam, you're typically not going to reply. And the other reason why people do that is because they think it's all about the numbers, right? So I am going to spam like 100 people, maybe one person is going to look at my message. And, if I spam 1,000 people, I'll eventually get people to sign up, right? Well, maybe that's true, but the social media platforms don't like you doing that. So if you do that too much, you're going to get blocked anyways, and you're going to get a bad reputation. So really don't do that. What you really need to be doing is having conversations with people, building rapport, and all these things. We're not going to cover that in this video, but I'm just saying there's other ways to communicate with people and send them your links. It's not spamming. All right, so that's the first one. The second one is be public. Don't be private. You can't be private. Like, see, when you look at my timeline, let's close this up here. When you look at my timeline, you see that everything I post is public. You see over here, it's a public post. See over here, this is a public post. This is some friend that posted. This is my wife, it's a public post. Everything has to be public. And the reason why it has to be public is because you're building a business online. If you're private, if you're just two friends only, then anybody who doesn't know you, who's not already a friend, they're not even going to be able to see your content. They're not going to be able to see like this video I'm doing. Sure, it's great that my friends see it, and it's great that I got 4,000 and some friends, but What about all the people that aren't my friends that, see my video, or maybe I shared in a group or something, and they see it and they can't even watch it because it's not a public post, right? So it has to be public for people to see your stuff. You're in business. If you had a store on the street, would you cover it all up so nobody can see it unless they walked in the door, unless they had an invitation? No, you'd have it open. You'd have billboards. You'd have your sign up there. You'd have the windows all open so people can look in. So you gotta be public. That's, you can't be private. That's not gonna work if you're building a business online. All right. So number 3, make sure you have a logo. Sorry, actually this is a don't. Don't have a logo or your pet or a couple picture or a picture of other people as your profile picture. Like this example here, I was going through in this group here, I see lots of pictures, lots of profile pictures that are just images, right? Images or text, or maybe you have 2 people in there and that kind of stuff. So I mean, and when you look at it, it's a couple. If I go to this profile here, right, and you earn Bitcoins now, I mean, okay, I guess this person is trying to sell me Bitcoins or sell me to join something, whatever, but I don't know who they are, right? I don't know if I should trust them or not. This Yorda person has just got a picture of an angel with a heart, right? I mean, I guess the person likes that, but I mean, I don't know who they are. Why would I do business with them? This Valerie has a picture of, I guess, her and her husband. I mean, maybe it's sentimental to her, but the thing is that, and in this case, it's a woman's name, so it's pretty obvious that she's the woman in the picture, but maybe not. Maybe if you look at somebody like Carol here, Carol Haney, they're two pictures. How do I know that which one of the 2 is Carol? Because Carol is a unisex name, right? So you got to have a picture of yourself in your profile so people know who you are. Just make sure you have that in your profile, right? Just same as this one here is just some text as a profile picture. That's not going to work. If you're trying to build a business online, you want to have a specific picture of you, yourself, of like, see, these people have themselves as the profile picture. That's them. So you know who they are when they're sending you a message, when you're looking at their posts, when you're looking at their messages or comments on posts and groups and that kind of stuff. You know that they're a person. That's what they look like. Maybe you want to connect with them, and people just like to know if you're walking down the street, you're not wearing a mask, right? People can see who you are. So same thing with social media. And finally, the last one I have for you today is don't post your products or links in your newsfeed. So if I look at, for example, there was actually an example here in one of the ones I saw here. I think it's this one. No. I forget. I had one here that was, no, that's not the one, because this is, I should have remembered which one it was here, but there is one here that was, oh yeah, oh no, see, that's not enough. There's one that had, oh, actually, it was the message from this fella here. This message I had from, no, I don't want to do, that's not what I want. No, it's the David guy, right? So let me just go find that just a second here. Just bear with me. I should have prepared more, but it's right over here. I have him. There we go. All right. So this David fella, right? He's doing Bitcoins or, in cryptocurrency, that kind of stuff, right? So when you look at his profile, all you see is posts about his business, whatever his business is, right? With links to his business. And, maybe this thing is great, Vitae, whatever it is, right? Maybe it's fantastic. But the thing is that now I see it on his profile. I can actually go Google it and go find people. And maybe I start watching videos on YouTube about this business, and I connect with, or relate to somebody else who's doing videos on it, and I end up connecting with that other person. You don't want that, right? You don't want people to be seeing your stuff and thinking that, that they should be connecting with somebody else. You want them to connect with you. So if you're posting your product, your business opportunity, your services, if you're putting pictures or links and that kind of stuff on your timeline, well, they're going to be able to find those businesses. So don't do that. All right, hopefully you got some value from this. And if you think anybody needs to hear this message, then please go ahead and share. I'm sure they'd appreciate it, and I would too. So this has been Course Income Secrets, the entrepreneur's blueprint to generating income from the e-learning boom. Some of your friends need to hear this message, so don't forget to share. For more content like this, go to CourseIncomeSecrets.com and make sure to subscribe and follow us here. My name is Jean-Serge Gagnon. Until next time.